After Tulsi Gabbard was sworn in as the new director of national intelligence on Wednesday, Donald Trump spent an hour in the Oval Office doing a back and forth with reporters that were present, which of course is why reporters who are part of the White House pool have said that they're super excited about Trump being back because he loves to talk to them. You know, forget the horrific policies, the horrific people that were confirmed to cabinet positions just this week. Reporters love it because he'll sit there and just talk until he can't talk anymore. And that is exactly what he did on Wednesday. And as per usual, he descended into complete and total madness while ranting about magnets, which of course were not even the topic of conversation. Now, Donald Trump has long been an enemy of Big Magnet, I guess we'll call it. Back in 2024, just a year ago, he for some reason went on a tear and told us that magnets don't work if they're wet, which is why they're no good on boats. Which is completely not true. A magnet's going to work just as fine if it's wet or dry. But he told us, like, magnets don't work when they get wet, so you can't have them on a boat. But here is what Donald Trump said in this completely incoherent and unintelligible rant on Wednesday from the Oval Office. He started off, by the way, like not even talking about magnets. He's talking about Boeing and contracts that Boeing got for the 747. So he says, we signed a very strong contract. I signed a guaranteed maximum contract, which they haven't seen in a long time. And they're saying they're getting hurt by it. But they have to produce the product, and we expect them to produce the product. They have to produce the product. They agree to build planes at a certain price. They're not used to that. I haven't even gotten to the magnet part, and already this is the dumbest thing I've ever read. Like, they're not used to having to, you know, stick to a contract when we say build things and they build things. That is literally what the company does. Like, that's literally what they do. People order a plane, they build the plane, they deliver the plane. Okay? But they're not used to that, Trump says. Like, I don't even know if they know how to build planes. The company that only builds planes. He continues. And let's not forget the repetition there. Like, we order a product, they build the product. We order a product, they build a product. We order a product. He said it 3 times. They're used to having time and material contracts where whatever it costs, time and material, no dates, no anything. And it ends up costing 5 times more. Now here's where it gets weird. Take a look at the Gerald Ford, the aircraft carrier, the Ford. It was supposed to cost $3 billion. It ends up costing like $18 billion. It actually costs $13 billion. And they make, of course, all electric catapults, which don't work. And they have all magnetic elevators to lift up 25 planes at a time, 20 planes at a time. And instead of using hydraulic, like on tractors that can handle anything from hurricanes to lightning to anything, they use magnets. It's a new theory. Magnets are going to lift the planes up. And it doesn't work. And they had billions and billions of dollars of cost overruns. You look at the kind of waste, fraud, and abuse that this country is going through, and we have to straighten it out. Because magnets don't work, right? They're on the water. Trump says magnets don't work in the water. Ah, darn it, Boeing. Why didn't you know this? And hydraulics, as Trump says, like you can just strike those things with lightning and nothing's going to happen to them because lightning will affect literally anything it touches except for hydraulic lifts. I didn't know that. It is so great to have a physicist in the White House to tell us how magnets work and how lightning works and all of these things from a man who might actually be insane. Donald Trump is no physicist. He's not a scientist in any way. He's not a man that I think even knows what science is. He's a madman. He is insane. He's likely suffering from multiple different mental illnesses, both psychological and neurological. And this is proof of it. He went from talking about Boeing's contracts to an aircraft carrier to magnets to government waste. And of course, peppered in a lot of anti-science talking points throughout that, while also repeating himself multiple different times. Those are symptoms of dementia, by the way. And I think if we look at this statement as a whole, it's not the statement of a man whose brain is firing on all cylinders. Absolutely not. It's the kind of statement that, as per usual, had Biden said something like this, they'd be calling for the 25th Amendment to get him out of office immediately. But with Trump, it's just another day, another Q&A with a bunch of reporters who won't think critically about what he said. They're just happy he's willing to talk to them. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.